Good morning, students. This is IS 303. We're going to take a look at your next case, which is Google Inc., their strategy and their organization. This case is about Google's diverse product strategy and how it's driven by network effects, its governance structure, its corporate values, and how it goes about managing innovation. The case explores the challenges to Google's business, reviews Google's strategic initiatives, examines Google's growing market power, and addresses the question of, okay, what does Google do now? So when a technology is free to use, you're not the customer. You're the product. So part of this case discusses something called envelopment. And this is where different markets they have similar components and they have overlapping users. So one company can actually enter the market of the other company. An example of this would be the Windows Media Player. Of course, it comes with the Windows operating system and has slowly overtook the real media player. So thinking about envelopment, you can sort of look at their products and see which products are making an envelopment attack and against who. And of course, Google Docs. And that would be against Microsoft Office. Google Books. Of course, that would be against eBooks. Google Plus. And of course, that would be against Facebook. Google Hangouts would be against Skype. And Google Drive would be against Dropbox or other storage organizations. Excuse me. So what explains Google's early success? They basically had dramatically better relevance search results with PageRank. And you can see that Google had 67% of the search market share as of 2015, whereas Bing only had 18%. Yahoo and the other search engines were lumped together and only had 15% of the market. So there's paid listings. You've got cost per click and click-through rate. You have companies that are bidding for ad placement. And you have keyword contextual listings. Google also recruited affiliates to funnel search to Google. So is search a winner-take-all category? What do you think? Now, when these conditions apply, when the network effects are positive and strong, yes, for paid search, it leads to more sales leads. Multi-homing costs are high. In other words, using multiple search engines. Well, in that case, it's low for the end users. And Google customizes the search results based on past searches. But it's higher for advertisers. And when the demand for differentiated features is limited, there's just simply not much demand for different search products. Now you will see this list in the case questions. It's a list of several moves that Google has made that on the surface, they don't appear to be aimed at driving search traffic. So you've got Google Fiber, the purchase of Nest, developing self-driving cars, Google Compute Engine, Google Docs, Google Glass, Google Chromecast, Google Chrome, the Google Chrome operating system, Google Hangouts, and Google Android. So now thinking about these items, and like I said, you can find this list in the case questions. For question 1, you're going to identify the sides or parties that would be involved in the network effect of the Google services that's on this list. This will be structured white space format. So what you will do is you will have question 1A. From the list, select the service that you think is likely to have the most network effects within the next 5 years. So you would state your claim as to which service you think will have the most network effects, and then your support statement, of course, starting with the word because, and support your claim. Then you would have 1B, which is to describe how value is increased by adding more users. You would state your claim, how you think the value is added, and then you'll have your support statement, which is basically supporting your claim. Question 2 is very much the same. That's what I just described for question 1. You'll still use your structured white space format. For 2A, you're going to select the service that you think is least likely to have network effects within 5 years and support that claim. Then for 2B, I mean, if you think about it, if the service is not going to have any network effects, why not just drop the service? So for 2B, you're going to speculate on the reason that Google would continue to provide the service that you identified in 2A, and in your support, you want to talk about how Google might monetize it or make money from it. So hopefully that's clear enough to everyone. That's the only 2 questions that you have for this case, although they're 2-part questions. So check your schedule for the virtual class meeting. Of course, it's Monday night. If you have any questions, hopefully you'll be able to log in and join us. If you have a question and you know you're not going to be able to log in at that time, you can email your question to me and I will address it in the virtual class meeting. Thanks.